Okay, so some of you are saying, here we go, here's another Yowie hunter trying to make a name for himself. You know, why would anybody do this? I'm doing it for one reason, and that's because I want to know. And as a result, I've already collected hours and hours of video, hours of audio recordings, and hundreds of photos. So what do I do with this information? Do I leave it on my computer? No, I've decided to share the information so we can all see for ourselves what's going on. Now, I've never done this before, so I'm learning as I go. So let's cut the crap and get to it. The photos. Okay, this is the first photo I've ever taken of anything unusual. I've seen plenty of weird stuff in the sky, but this is the first sort of piece of evidence that I've collected. So let's take a look. This is the original shot, and as you can see, it's quite overexposed, but let's zoom in on the object, and as you can see, it has quite a specific shape. It looks like a spinning top. Now let's drop out the brightness. You can see quite plainly that the darker side of the object is facing the camera, but there are highlights on the top and left of the object. Now, I'm no photographic expert, but you know, it would appear that the lightning is to the front of the object as well as to the left. This diagram here, you know, this is how I see it. I reckon the lightning is almost 2 kilometers offshore. The red line there at the bottom that you can see, I estimate that that's about 1 kilometer, and I'm assuming that the object is somewhere in between. Now that makes it about 1.5 kilometers offshore, which makes the object about 15 foot high. Now I used a photographic diagnosis program, and it came up with the same result, about 15 foot high. Whether this is a UFO or not, this is the photo that got me started, which brings us to the footprint. Now this is where the photo was taken, and as you can see, it's in the middle of nowhere. Because I'm only new at this and I'm still learning, I forgot to measure it. So, but I can tell you it was about a size 10. Which I didn't think was real big, but I can hear some of you saying it's human, you're an idiot. Well, let's have a closer look. This particular part of the foot here, I'm calling it the hook. Now I don't know about you, but I've never seen a hook in a foot. It's pretty unusual. The other thing is the shape of the heel. It's a wedge shape. I just feel that this is just totally unusual. Anyway, another thing, the nodules, as you can see on the footprint itself, all those little, well, nodule-y type things. There's no lines like we have on our hands and feet. And a friend of mine suggested that the nodules were for grip. She's right into animals and stuff like that. That's what she said straight away. It was also taken in the middle of winter when I found it. So someone walking around the middle of nowhere in the middle of winter with no shoes seems a bit strange to me. Here's a collection of varying human footprints, and as you can see in this comparison chart, the two prints are very different. You know, I do think that this is one of our hairy friends. Now, whether these two photos are the real thing or not, I'm going to start looking. Now, I live very close to the wilderness. I've got a 4-wheel drive and a camera, so let's try and find out.